All right, so next up we got Grant. Grant, some of the things you do well, and some of the things that I want everybody to learn from you is how to run the floor and how to cut. All right, this is just a knack you have, and it allows you to rebound your position very well because you get more offensive rebounds than I think you should. And tactically, you do your block ins and things like that. So you typically rebound your position pretty well because of your gift, which is having a lot of energy to cut and run the floor and things like that. Obviously, your shot's a strength for you, but thing you want to think about is the weakness within your strength. All right, if a guy runs you off the line, usually I don't think you can control where you go. Yeah, you'll pump fake him and get a shot, but sometimes you'll get too deep, right? And I think that's part of footwork. Or maybe you want to stay behind the 3-point line. All right, so being able to do that, you want your handle and stuff to get better. So maybe you can shoot some threes off of a pick and roll or off the bounce a little bit more. So right now you're kind of dependent on somebody getting you the ball with your feet set and then you making that read, and that's great. You want to become elite at that. We also want you to add range to your shot. All right, so although you're a good shooter, you want to add more versatility to that strength. The weaknesses that I think you have is so in most progressions, the first option is the score, and you're stuck in that progression. All right, when it's time to get to a second progression, and the second one being something like a guy committing to you when you're dribbling, being able to know what pass to make, whether it be over the top, a bounce pass. Should you pass with your left or right hand? Do you need to create a passing lane? All those things are a struggle because you're still stuck on one, which is for you to score, in my opinion. And it's not coming from a selfish place. It's coming from a skill and a vision place. As long as your eyes are always on the rim, you're not seeing others. The third and fourth progression, just for kicks, is when, okay, rotationally they take away that second option. Now you got to create a move or get around that guy to create that third and fourth option to make somebody better. That's not what I'm asking of you. I want you to become stronger at that second read. Um, so the other thing is like ball handling, passing got to get better, with the agility, because right now you struggle changing directions, all right, to create a better passing lane and driving lane for yourself and others. And then I'm not going to harp on it too much in this video, but you want to grow defensively and not just on the ball and things like that. I mean, but rotationally, playing your percentages, right? Forcing a guy left versus right, knowing where your help is coming from and where it's at. You want to get to the point where I think you got enough in you to make a guy go to his B move every time. And hopefully you get to the level where you can make a guy go to his C move. And that's going to be where you want to grow to defensively. So let's jump straight into the film. And let's just talk about your gift first. And I really think it's a gift. So right here, you run the space, right? That's by design, though. So that don't impress me because we wanted you to do that. But this one right here, you instantly run the space. And boom, we get a quick bucket. That's awesome right there. The guy doesn't know he's looking. And whenever you see the back of somebody's head, you're on the move. Great stuff. All right. So here you go with the ball. Now, we don't want every single pass. This one's fine because of the distance there. But most of your passes come from your chest, which means they'll get deflected and usually the right side of your body because you're right-handed. But this is what I want everybody to learn from. Boom, cut. He sees the space. Great pass, Isaac. Great drive, Grant, with the and one. So let's watch it again. We get it up the court, and as soon as they turn the back of their heads, because everybody's watching the ball, Grant's running through that lane. And he's the only one on the team that does that consistently. So I want everybody to make sure they're watching this video and really taking notes in that area. All right, nice way to change shots right there, Ty. All right, but everybody keep an eye on Grant. He's right here. Soon as he realizes, hey, I'm not the point guard. There's space right here. They got the ball. Let me just get out and go. And boom, he's already running. Ty turns his head and throws a nice strike. And hey, those are gonna happen. But hey, we gotta learn to run that lane like that. When you know you're not about to get the rebound and you see your teammate with it, just take off. It's only smart. All right, here's Grant again. Watch when he realizes we got it. All right, so we got the ball. Way to get on the floor, May. Now he's up ahead. Great catch right there. All right, that's just a great catch. All right, so Ty's on the break. Getting better at doing that. Good catch, good finish. And this is literally like the next possession. K gets it. Grant realizes it. And notice, this isn't cherry picking. This is just outrunning guys because kids your age make so many mistakes defensively in transition. K throws it ahead perfectly. Another layup. Great finish. And I know this cut is by design, but still, this means Ty's becoming a better passer. And Grant's cutting well. I mean, there's a skill to cutting, and again, he misses a layup, but I want more shots 2 feet from the basket. All right, so that's good stuff right there, and good. Just take heed to how he's cutting when the guy. Let's back it up one more time. If you see the back of somebody's head, that's when it's time to go and get out of there. And usually, if this was a better defensive team, he would have helped, and then this lift guy would have been wide open. But I don't know what they did there. All right, good stuff. Another thing is, like I said, when it comes to these little details like this, Grant, you're really good at these. So I talked about seal. We tell the post about sealing all the time. If the guy isn't ready and he's on the side of you, unfortunately this is a short clip, so you can't see how the defense was. But he's standing next to Grant, and immediately Grant seals him. We throw it in. This is right when he got in the game, and then gets an and one. All right. So let's watch that one more time. Quick seal, left-handed finish. All right. More people can watch that too. So again, let's think about what Grant's doing and how it's really important that you steal some of this part of his game. So he'll have 6, 8 points already just off of getting out on the break. All right. So knowing how to read space is really important. Here's the other thing. On our team, there's nobody that's duplicating that. So now he adds more value to himself just by running the floor. So if more people learn to do that, then, it's good for you. So be smart enough to do that. It's only smart. So I like Kavion. Well, I wish Kavion would have walled up better. Okay, but Grant's out. All right. So let's rewatch that. All right. And again, this is not cherry picking. I mean, he's just going. He's in his place like he should be. But once he sees Kavion has it, why should I stay down here and wait on the ball like everybody else? All right, so he's out. And Isaac does a good job in transition passes for the most part. And there we go with another easy bucket. All right. So this may be one of my favorite because this is Grant running the space with the ball in his hand. And I know this is kind of by design since we've been doing pin downs, but nobody else has done this. So we're setting a pin down with May. His back is turned. There's space right here. Grant catches it in a split stance. All right, and now he's downhill. Most of us just catch it here because that's where the play is, and we're not reading the opportunities. All right, so there goes Grant downhill, getting fouled. Now, this is what I want you to get better at. First, get a shorter split stance so you have more balance, right? So you're not really balanced. You're kind of stumbling into your moves, and you do that quite a bit. And now you don't have the vision to play one play ahead. As this guy's right foot moves over, now he can't jump with Ty. Just throw it over the top corner of the backboard. So I want you to be able to read that second decision, because if he jumps like Ty jumps, that's a block shot. All right. And so, you get fouled, but that's the read that I want you to start seeing when you attack space like that. All right. But good job. That was probably my favorite one because that's not something you always do. And it's not something I always see from us right now. All right. So again, watch when he's leaving out. Once he realizes May has the ball, he's a guard, I don't need to help, and he's safe, hey, I'm out. All right, so again, Grant's getting out before everybody. And get a tap behind. He's there to save the ball. Now there's space to run to, so he runs to it, and that's where your reads come in. That's a great read right there by May and by Grant. That was a quick, let's not go across that. Isaac sees that this guy can only guard him, and this is a quick decision. All right, so really proud at that moment too. That's good stuff. So now let's look at some more of your transition plays, Grant, that I think you could get better at, and make that second decision that makes the game easier for other people as well. This one's nitpicky, but I want you to see the opportunity in it nonetheless, because the better passer you become, this is still a play that can be made. So this is that play that I was praising May on and how aggressive he was for the rebound. So you would have had a layup. You got out in front of everybody, but the pass is a little behind you. Now, let's look at the opportunity. You're dribbling, Kavion's running. A bounce pass right now to basically the elbow will let Kavion run into it. All right, so being able to get us that 2 points right then, because he's ahead of that guy. All right, and I don't mind you saying, hey, I don't think I can get it to him. Let's pull it out and set something up. That's fine with me, but there's a small window right there where as you grow as a ball handler, playmaker, you can make that bounce pass, and then Kavion can gather and score. All right, exact same possession. All right, gets tipped out with a hustle tie. All right, so you got the ball now. So you're going downhill against this guy. Kavion is open. Now, it's kind of tricky on how to get space to the left, so this guy has to follow you, and then you could throw an easier pass to Kavion. But I'd still rather that pass go to Kavion because I want 2 points at the rim, and this guy fouls you on the floor because you're looking to score. And I think this drop-off is an easy drop-off you got to see. So now, instead of us getting a free throw even, we're taking it out. And so make that play as well. So this is one of the reasons we drop corner as a guy drives, because he's not a danger, and you know Jack tries to throw it around him anyway. But the ball gets ahead. Way to run, Grant. Way to run with him. Kavion throws it now. Both eyes go to you, Grant. So throw a lob over the top. Kavion would be wide open for a tip in on that. All right. So, but we don't want. Now that you got the ball, you got to make a better decision with it, because now you're about to shoot like a fadeaway or something. Yeah, so that's just going to be too tough of a shot. I'd rather you live to fight another day and not shoot it, because it's just when you're in transition and 3 and 4 people run down and then they get the rebound, that's when something happens on the other end. So again, let's see if you can see it in fast, that quick motion. Right over the top, tip in. Even with that guy behind him, all he could do is foul him from behind. So on the last clip, we talked about, hey, when to shoot, what's a good read, when to shoot. And this one's pretty much the same. I think it's your footwork, though. So you're on the move. And I really haven't seen you come and hop step into a three or something like that. But this would be the moment to do that, because you got all this space to take a shot. And then if you're going to keep driving, which is a smart decision, you're driving to commit this guy so you could throw it over the top corner of the backboard to tie. All right, but again, you're thinking shoot. So now you drive really hard and you make a decision right in front of a guy, and now the shot's going to get blocked. All right, so that shot selection in that open court, needs to grow. But again, you have all this space to just hop into a three, but I think you're moving too fast. I always tell you don't got a reverse button. This is one of those moments. All right, but again, as soon as you see that right foot step forward, that's an over the top pass to the corner to tie, and then you'll have a layup. All right, so we talked about the shot selection, being able to, like, again, make a guy guard or make two guard, and then, the right pass. Your cuts are great. Keep that up. So now let's talk about the defense, 1-3-1. We'll talk about a couple of scenarios. This is one of them I want everybody to grow in, which is why we've been practicing it so much, is this stunt. This pass right here, we got to make this guy pump fake, throw it right to us or whatever, but we can't just let him lace it up and shoot. So he catches it. You got to make him think. All right, right now your legs are stiff straight up, so you need to run at him and then run straight to this guy while the ball's in the air. But if you don't do any, then he gets to just lace him up. All right, I'm glad you ran down and try to block out, but I need that stunt and then recover. All right, on this play here, remember, if there's nobody behind you, and there's not, you could go ahead and trap this, because you're only on this wing to protect whoever's in the corner, whatever pass might go to the corner. So you got to be aware of where the defense is. So you didn't take a look back, so you're just kind of guarding, right? Just letting them walk into it. This should be a dead trap because you don't have any other responsibilities. All right, so let's make sure we're having more court awareness on that. I want to trap if nobody's back. All right, so we're just trying to get one quick example of each on what you got to make sure you're doing consistently. So right here, flight of the ball, you got to be in line with the ball, because if you're not, if this pass goes on a line, this starts the ball movement for him, and we can't stop it once that happens. So if you make them throw a looper, they can't get this movement. Watch how quick this ball starts ping-ponging around. Boom. So now he throws it on the line. So you're behind. You do got to get better balance, though. Like I say, you're in this kind of balance a lot. All right, so now the ball starts going. Boom, dribble penetration, kick, kick, You know, so now it's moving too quickly for our defense. All right. I do like you going for this though. All right, now you gotta hurry up and sprint back in the play because we gotta keep making a move. So they're moving the ball nicely. You sprint up and save it. I wish Leon would have made one more hard run at him just to make him fly to the ball, just to make him run off the line. That would end the possession really nicely. But hey, all in all, y'all made him throw like 8-9 passes. But that first inline pass is what got him moving. So get in line with the ball. So on this one, this is what we gotta make sure happens. When this shot comes from here, you look at him, but you gotta touch and find his body, because if the ball is on that side of the court, we got 4 players on the midline on this side. Only one is on that side, and that's you. So this block out, you see how he runs by you? That can't happen, because if he gets that board, we're in trouble. All right, so watch it again. You gotta find his body and touch him. All right, so on the backside of the 1-3-1, and normally you do it if it comes from the far wing, but just understand, even if it's in that slider wing, you still got a huge responsibility. All right, on this one, you're just way too deep. Okay, so like almost even with the second hash maybe. So now that just stretches our defense too far back, because now they're never going to throw it to this guy. And this seam that we don't want him to hit, it becomes much easier. Now, I know we're doing tag, but May has to come a lot further than he needs to because you're so far back. All right, so let's make sure we fix that and make sure you catch him up higher. All right, also remember, what's your responsibility? The most you do with anything up top is stunt and get back to the corner. So this ball goes right here. If you think you could steal it, that's fine. But that's going to be Kavion's guard, because we don't want the ball going corner. And so you overhelp, and then there they go throwing it behind us for a shot. That's a tough make, but nonetheless, let's watch it one more time. That's not your coverage unless you think you can steal that pass right there. I like this one because this is you following the scouting report like we had talked about in the timeouts. We were like, hey, look, we're running tag and we're letting them hit middle to this big guy. And they had burned us on these backdoor cuts, right? And they had like 2 of them where I was like, guys, we got to follow the scouting report. And then right after that, you came out and the backdoor came, you cut, they still tried to hit them. We poke it away, we get a steal just off scouting report. All right. All right, and finally, we're going to focus on, making sure we work on, and this is something y'all need to do on y'all's own. This is for everybody, not just Grant, not just May, and anybody. If guys are going to run you off the line because you're considered a shooter, you got to make sure your triple threat moves are A1 and you're not traveling. So, of course, I had a good bird's eye view. You shuffled those feet right there in the corner, and that's a travel. I know the camera didn't catch it good, but let's make sure we're repping that out, and let's watch one. Let's move on from the travels. Let's go to finishing. All right, so as you drive to there you go. So, if you're a shooter, and guys know that's on the camera, for your pump fake will give you your drives. But you need stronger, better drives. So like here, you should pro hop into his body like we practice. I like you call him for your screen like you should. Reject it. But now you're behind the goal, and I need you to drive into his body and come off 2 so you can shoot a regular layup, because you're not going to make this as much unless you reverse it, right? So that's not going to be a high percentage shot for you. But if you get into his body and pro hop into him off 2, I think you could get to the line more, and now people can't close out to you as hard because they got to worry about the drive and the fact that you can slow the pace and be physical. So a pro hop into his body like we've been doing for our last few warm-ups at practice. All right, and although this goes in, you couldn't take this shot in an empty gym and make this again. All right, so we don't want you spinning, because one, if you slow it down, you actually travel. But when you come out of this, you're looking at the rim. I'd rather you come out that spin and be able to drop it off to Leon for a stronger, higher percentage shot. So, people want to forgive that because it went in, but I need you to see the court and make a better play like we talked about earlier in the video, because we know this result won't ever happen again the rest of the season. All right, and finally, as you're coming down here, I'd like to see you stop in a pro hop. This guy's gonna jump. Just wait for his body and take the foul, and make sure they call foul, because I don't think you got fouled. I think he missed your whole body. You just missed it. All right, but if you pro hop and make sure it's on purpose, that's different. It's not subject to him because if he doesn't foul you, you're missing this layup anyway, right? So make sure you pro hop and go get the foul. So whether it was a foul or wasn't, you didn't go get it on purpose. It was because he's swinging down at the ball. All right. All right, and finally, let's talk about catching the ball cleaner. Kavion and Ty run a free throw play. That's great. So of course we get the board. Now right here, got to catch that clean. All right. Same thing. And I've always thought like your hands are always, both hands are on top of the ball kind of when you catch. So I don't know. Look at that on your own and be mindful if that's what's causing some of this. All right, here we are on the break. All right, and you kind of mishandle it. Again, I think you just on this one. I think your head is just turned. You took your head off the ball, looking to make the next play, and then you fumble it. Exact same thing. This should be a bucket. Your hands are looking at the rim already as you're trying to take it. So, as you're getting these, again, we want cleaner catches. All right, I like this because you and Ty run the free throw play, and this is going to get us a rebound. And I know you want this one back because this was really tight in the game. Ty gets that free throw rebound, you're out there, boom, and then we just drop it. So I think that was a shot you could have knocked down because they were late on that closeout right there, and that's going to be a wide open shot if you handle that. But again, look at your grip and your catch as you're catching it, and see like when you're in game and that game speeds up, if your catch is right. All right, so really focus on those as well. Hey, all in all, doing good. I know you're a little rusty. Just coming back from injury and vacation, but hey, let's come back better player. Make sure you study this stuff and grow from it. All right, so next up we got Kavion. Um, Strengths, Kavion. Your strength is just that. It's your strength. All right, your toughness. So you use it well, you know you're strong and you use it, and you got to continue to do that. The other strength you got is like you implement things that are within your wheelhouse and your skill set very quickly. All right, so like if I want you, like you're the best screener on our team. All right, I didn't think that was the case before, but hey, if I tell you, if I give you specific instructions, you gonna get it done and you gonna do it, no questions asked. You block in, you pro hop on most of your layups, right? And anything that's within your skill set, you get done. So I think that's the biggest skill for the team to take from you. If you have the skills to do something, it should not take you 3 and 4 months to get it done. You just gotta say, okay, coach, I need to rep that out and get it done because that's the value add. Don't be mediocre at God-given ability. Um, your touch around the basket is another strength. And I didn't think that was a strength of yours before. And that is more of a process for most players. But, I mean, you scoring 6 feet and closer to the basket, you got a really good touch. And you've come around in that respect. So I'm really proud of you. The biggest compliment I can give you in terms of strength is you're just a winner. I mean, you'll do whatever it takes to win. If I'm like, hey guys, we're not playing tough enough, we're not diving on balls, we're not getting rebounds. Um, I mean, you do all the stuff everybody don't want to do. So that's the biggest compliment I can give you, and you got to make sure you continue to cultivate that. Your weaknesses is your footwork. It's getting better. If I ask you to like pro hop or something like that, you're able to do that particular footwork, but when it's talking about taking care of the ball and things like that, it still requires footwork, and we're going to talk about some of that. Ambidexterity. You got to be able to use your left foot and your right foot, pass with your left hand, right hand, finish with your left hand and right hand. Ambidexterity is everything. So, not just finishing at the rim, or dribbling. Your court awareness has to grow. I think it's doing that as we continue throughout the season. I'm seeing better decision making from you. You even plan to play ahead a little bit. And then your lateral defense has to get better. All right, if you improve that, I think you could get to the point where you start guarding some smaller positions as well, and that would be really huge for you, especially with your strength. So let's get right to it. Right from the jump, what is it? Isaac rejects the screen. You've hit this guy with a couple of screens, so He was trying to get over it early. You do come off of 1 foot. I'm actually okay with this one, but that's with the left hand, so that's good. All right, and the reason I'm okay is you caught the ball at the elbow. You only got 2 steps to get to the rim, so I didn't want you to dribble and get it poked, so you had to go on the run, one finish, and it was left-handed, and you got fouled. So normally you don't score through contact. This is another area you're doing good at. Your free throws, like that. That's pretty much how they're going. They're not hitting much rim at all. This is some of the finishes I love, and here you go, using your strength, using the pro hop that we worked on, and there's that touch against the glass. Boom, body, touch. Hey, let's watch that one more time. All right, get into his body. Nobody that weak is going to stop you. Way to get right into it. And I really like this one because this is really good footwork. You catch it, you inside, right? Your right foot is your pivot. You get your body, ball you man until you take your dribble, get into his body. And like I said, you just end up at the line a lot because you're willing to pro hop and come off 2 feet. So there it goes, pivot, get into his body, go up, and one, going to the foul line. Let's see if you hit this. All right, man, right after I complimented you. All right, this will be my last one showing your finishes. We got to get to something else. Obviously, you had a lot of finishes in this way. I put this one because you caught it on the perimeter. All right, so now you just dribble, take your time, got into his body, and then finish. All right, this is, like I said, he's not in front of you. He can't steal the ball. It's on the left side of your body. And then you just take your time and get into him and then score. You make the game look real easy right there. All right, so now let's get into some of these one-footed finishes. And although this is 1 foot and I know it's tough, it's still about your balance. All right, so we come off. That ball's over the top. Court awareness will let you know if, hey, I got my time. This guy's below me. I just need to come off 1 foot and score it. So you see how you're not in front of the rim. You're not able to get your own rebound. You didn't get balance. All right, 1 foot finish. All right, so first of all, this is for the team. I like getting these early screens in transition because usually they don't have a hedge guy. And if they do, he's not on time. And if they do all that right, and we set the screen 1/3 like we're supposed to, there's nobody below it to help. So all those things. So I like doing it in transition. They're just not ready. But here we go. This is a pocket pass. Now you did have time to gather and come off 2. But again, you come off 1, much less efficient. And you're not in position to get your own rebound. If you do miss, you actually found a way to get that thing. My goodness. All right, but still, 1 foot finish. We got to come off 2. So let's lean up over to some of this footwork that I'm talking about. So, and this isn't just finishes. This is being strong on your rebound so you can take care of the ball and throw that good outlet pass. And these don't necessarily end up in turnovers. It's just bad footwork. That's all. So you turn, you're off balance right now because you got 1 foot in front of the other. All right. Like literally in line with each other. All right. So you see how you're off balance right there? We don't want your passes coming from this. Like that's not balance right there. All right. If you get bumped, you're going to travel. You got to throw it to somebody before you fall so they don't call travel. And those lead to turnovers. I need a big, strong foundation so you can get the ball to a guard, and then we off to the races. All right. All right. So we're in transition. Isaac, way to make him make one more play, right? Like, hey, I don't want you getting that layup. One more play. Hey, they might miss. But I don't like the balance on that rebound, Kavion. Look at you. You're here. You're already falling back because of a bad foundation, a bad base. So now you're falling back to throw your pass. All right. Let's look back one more time. On your heels. All right. You should never be on your heels in basketball. I can't think of a good reason anyway. Balls at your feet, strong foundation, knees bent. All right. So when you get this one, I actually like this one. Boom. Rip it over. You know, a lot stronger. All right. You got to on your heels. It's a small portion of that, but much stronger rebound. I feel a lot better about those. That's what we need to start getting consistent and just grow from there. Now we're going to start looking at your turnovers. Now, again, like I said, one of your biggest strengths is that when I give you something that's in your wheelhouse, you can apply it. So I'm showing you on video so you can see this and really work towards growing in these areas. So these are going to be your turnovers, all right? So when you have the ball, usually some of them happen because of balance. Some of them happen because you're not confident that you can keep the ball away from whoever's pressuring you. And then a lot of it is not being able to create a passing angle, like, pivoting, stepping outside to create a passing angle, or passing with your weaker hand. So right here, we get the ball. The ball is secure, or it should be. All right. But we got to hurry up and get rid of it. All right. And then there we go with a turnover. Okay, let's watch it again. As soon as you get it, let's just be calm. Let's just find somebody and let's get off to the races. All right, I like how you run this down. All right, now you just got to be calm and get it out of there. You got two people on you and we couldn't make the pass. So this should be just a left-handed pass. But to throw around this guy, you got to throw it with you right now at this point have to throw it with your right hand. And that's what makes you throw an off-target pass. All right. And then we got to step and create that passing lane. Hey, like I said, man, you just a winner. All right. You going to go after this ball. That's a 50-50 ball. But I think Grant should have got to, but you got to it. All right. Just a winner play. But right now, Grant's open. All right. And he's open again, but you got to hurry up and get it to him. So sometimes you turn it over because you hold too long. Now, this doesn't result in a turnover, but what I'm saying is it came close. I was uncomfortable. All right, so you get it. Grant's right there to throw it to. We don't really get it to him. All right, but let's watch the rest of the play because this is another chance where you get a finish. And that comes because they hedged hard. Here comes the hedge. Guard doesn't try to make the whole play by himself. He just throws it to Ty. And then you and Ty were finding each other all weekend. Come off two, finish. All right. Here, I mean, they're just in a man press. I don't think you should have the ball anyway. Grant should stay back so you don't have to deal with this. But you still got to be able to not turn this over. This is a routine play. May is wide open right there. And you just throw it away. Right? So May saves it. But like I said, if you're in this situation, you still got a responsibility of that basketball. And if you're not comfortable, just wave one of these guards to come and get it. And then let them make it down court when they throw it. Because if May catches it, he doesn't have an advantage anyway. So, the risk wasn't worth the reward. All right, here we go. I think you're just moving too fast. Hurry up, try to get rid of it, and didn't throw it to nobody. All right. So, again, that's taking our time. Because if we don't turn that over, Jackie's wide open for a layup. All right, so these are hurting, and here again, these are all fixable. You can decide, hey, I'm gonna rep this out. I mean, because I think everything you can find a way to practice them, and this is no different. All right, so I actually like this play a lot. I mean, you're just a winner. All right, so look, you're on your heels, right, and that's why you turn it over. All right, no balance. You stand straight up. You're on your heels, about to fall over. Got to hurry up and get rid of it, and then they deflect it. But look at this. Hey, man, that's just being a winner. Like, you turn it over, but I'm going to get back to it. First guy on the floor wins. Hey, man, hey, I can rock with you. You're going to do that. How can you take a guy out the game if he turns it over and then goes and dives on the floor? You got to keep that energy always. We're trying to turn you into a Swiss Army knife. So I want you to see 1-3-1 from the wing. That's what we're going to work on first. As defense, and then we're going to work on 1-3-1 when you're playing the middle. So when you're on the wing, you got to be in line with the ball for one. You're not. All right. And this drive isn't your responsibility. All right. So now that ball goes on a line straight to the corner. All right. So we can't have that. All right. So let's go to another clip. Instincts tell you not to be in line with the ball, but that's the rules to our defense. And this is the example why last clip you didn't pay for it. This clip you do. And keep in mind, we're up by 5 at this point. So if we get a stop, game is over. Throw it on a line. Boom. You foul a jump shooter. All right, because the ball moved too quick for you. So now it moved, and now you're in a full sprint right at his body trying to contest. And I think we all kind of made this mistake, so that's why I want everybody to grow from this. This is the stunt that we practice. You just let it go, and then you just stop right there. So he gets to just lace it up and shoot it. You should have sprinted a little bit harder at him, especially since he's a shooter. Actually, he was so much of their best player. If you'd have just stayed on him, I would have been okay with you letting him throw it over there. but you just let their best player lace it up. All right, so that should have been a stunt. Run at them and then get back. All right, so this may seem like the same play, but it's a different one. And this time when you run out, I wouldn't mind you trapping, because as you turn and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 of their guys on this side, there's nothing to cover in this corner. So you don't even have to stunt. You should just run at him completely and just trap that with Isaac. I mean, and he still knocked it down again. So that's another situation where you got to have court awareness to know to trap or not to trap. On that previous clip, you got to remember that that was the very end of the quarter, right? That's why Isaac shot it so quick. So we got to make sure we don't end quarters bad either, or halves bad. But right here, you keep dropping, right? You got to remember, it's not your job to stop drive. So you don't want to leave the corner open. You got to stay where you are. And now, since you went to help, right? Because where was he going to drive? Towards this trash can right here? He wasn't heading towards the basket. So now they get an open look. Still like the contest, but at the end of the day, you can't leave that corner open. All right, way to come up with the ball for us, though. I love 50-50 balls. So I really like this play. I think you helped too much. You're still trying to help on that drive. Remember, that's not your job. But when he throws it out, you know, they're not able to throw a pass because he got too deep. But you corralled him. You were a one-man trap because he created 2 extra defenders, this sideline and that baseline. And because of that, you got the steal. Ty, I know this ain't your video yet, but man, you got to have your knees bent. You got to be excited to get one of these steals. He got that guy correct. Well, one, you should have been trapping, but if a guy drives and kicks, I know you don't have time to trap. You got to be ready to run through this next pass, and you're not having any court awareness. You just, a steal runs into you. You don't go get it. Let's put it like that. All right, so I do like this one. You end up coming too high, right? Because you got a guy in the corner. And unless I tell you, hey, he's not a shooter, so let's just trap this because this is a good player, and let's just assume he's going to miss. But I didn't say that for that guy. But I do like this. Hey, remember, most kids are robots. When that ball leaves, I like how you drop diagonal. He throws it right to you, right? He's just doing the robot thing. Hey, when y'all catch a middle, throw it to the corner guy. And I like the way you drop right there. So let's finish with how to play 1-3-1 in the middle. Let's talk about that. And I need you walling up. And I said middle. You might be at the back on some of these, or sometimes the middle. But when he's coming at you, I need your chest in front of him. You got to stay moving your feet. And when you don't, they're going to make a move. Everybody has a Euro step in their bag. So he kind of goes around you. And I want every shot being scored over the top of us, not around us. All right, so he just kind of smokes that one. All right, you're the middle guy on this one. Look, and he has no plan. He's just putting his head down. And you're jumping up at him. And what you got to do is, if you, from right here, if you just start sliding your feet are stuck in quicksand. If you just slide your feet, he can't get that deep. But you don't move at all, so he's just going to go right around you. All right. Well, this is almost the exact same move. He attacks, and he kind of just goes, and I just want you to keep moving your feet and don't stop. That's going to make everything tougher. All right, but your feet keep stopping after you pass. I want you to just keep running alongside of him and moving those feet. All right, so here, again, you're athletic enough to move laterally, but your feet keep stopping. All right, so right here, as he goes, you need to quit. Don't attack him and reach. The reaching is what kills you, because if you're reaching, you're not moving your feet. And then luckily, Ty erases the mistake for us. All right, let's watch it because I messed up. There we go. So we don't want him behind him. We want that guy getting that deep against our other players. All right, same situation. We want, especially at the back of the zone, we want people scoring over the top of us, and he gets around and scores on the side of us. So again, we want floaters, not finger rolls. Floaters, not finger rolls. All right, all right. So this one, I think if you're middle and you see this pass happening, like you're standing, your knees aren't bent. Right? If you see this guy throwing this weak lob pass and you tip that, that's a free layup. All right, so even though he takes off, you're kind of late to that steal. I know they blew the whistle, but I thought your knees should have been bent, ready to run through this pass and go score on the other end. All right, so this is one of your better wall-ups. So let's look at some of the ones that we want to have moving forward. Right here, he's had a full head of steam. Boom, I kept my feet moving. He got to score over the top of me. And look where his shot comes from. If it's coming from there and you're in front of him, hey, and he makes that, we living. All right, but they're not going to hit enough of those to beat us. All right, and this is how we'll end your walling up series, because this is how we know you can do it. This guy's in transition. You're getting back and you're moving those feet, and he runs right into you. All right, so let's watch that again. Your feet moving, moving, and they stay moving. All right, so if you could do it once, you could do it again. Yep, right into your body. That's perfect. All right. All right, and when we have leads, we're going to give you some opportunities to try to make some of these type plays. Right, he throws it back out. There's space right there. You split them, and then you throw that kick. That's perfect, man. I mean, like I said, you're just dribbling until get a paint touch, make another person guard you. There's three people in the area. There's an open guy, and then you hit them. Like, to me, that stuff matters. I mean, you're going to be good at the stuff you're good at. But that's one of the areas that you got to grow at, right? So let's practice getting out of triple threat, attacking space. Once a second or third defender shows up, we can make a pass like this, hit a straight strike right in another guy's chest. All right, man. Hey, I'm proud of you. You keep it up. Let's, just like I told everybody, let's continue to grow and get better in these areas.